Welcome. Thank you for joining me here. My name is Carolyn. This is your weekly love reading. It's for June 9th through 15th, 2025. These are messages coming directly from the Most High God, Prime Source Creator, that are supporting you and your union with the energies that are unfolding for us this week. So let's see what the energies are that is coming through as the overall energy for your union. So we have intimacy. I think this is a continuation of the cleansing that's been purifying out from last week, right? Especially having a third Jezebel type entity included in that sacred marriage template here. And we have observed, this is the Hangman card, and then despair. And I feel like it's allowing this template to unfold naturally and organically is what I'm hearing under the Most High, really to show you both the way on how that deception template created losses in your life. And God had me reflecting on my own relationships in the past and how being in a relationship with someone that's addicted to that Jezebel entity caused so much problems in my life, in my family, financially, with my health, and it really just depleted me to such an unhealthy state until I left that relationship. Then my health started improving. So I feel like this is maybe what we're seeing is how this energy or being in a relationship with someone who's attached to this Jezebel entity has really destroyed our lives, destroyed the collective and the family and the marriage and the home. And this is like all the way back through Genesis, right? So we're actually collapsing a template of this third energy getting in the way. And I'm also hearing right now how it's a form of idolatry, because that addiction to that entity is putting that entity ahead of God, right? So it's like worshiping that entity. And the beast system is what I'm hearing. So there is energy clearing out the lower chakras and the hips areas. I was seeing some sort of energy here where there could be some healing of the physical body that's had to be going on. And so maybe some of this is manifested in a more of a physical health condition that needed repairing, basically, essentially. So it's different for everybody, but either way, it's like up to us to clear that template and timeline out and then reverse the damage it's done to our health, the aging, the degeneration, and come back into a rebirth cycle in the age of Aquarius without that energy involved in the new earth any longer here. So the two of you are taking this on as part of the mission of bring forward the new earth templates in the 5D age of Aquarius, and taken on clearing out the Jezebel contracts essentially in whatever personal way that entity has been affecting your lives, right? Your union. So for you this week, we've got in your thoughts towards the union, the Ace of Cups. It says love abounds, and see the eye in there is helping you, I think, see with the Hangman, see some truths here around love and union. We have messages coming through and also independence. So this is whatever courting is what I'm hearing. Attachments, contracts with the devil is over. It's ending here. You're becoming independent from all these things. So with the messages coming in, it could be like you're getting the downloads. It could possibly be coming through downloads or just guidance, or maybe you're hearing the messages that I'm talking about with other people talking about this entity as well. It could be coming through various ways right now, but it's like I'm seeing like it could literally be a phone call or a text or some sort of communication as well. It could be also seeing like, okay, this person or people or whatever this is, like you're finally seeing, hey, I'll never be able to beat this, compete and overcome this entity. That person's like chosen that entity. They're always going to side with that entity. And that Jezebel entity is always just coming here to destroy the divine feminine, right? So it's a fallen angel timeline is what I'm hearing. It's a prehistoric timeline is also what I'm hearing. So we're going back to clear the sea point out of it here and reverse. I keep hearing reversal of aging, reverse the damage it's done to our health. And maybe there was some again, some sort of health conditions, viruses, bacterial stuff that could have been infecting parts of our bodies, for example, stuff like that here. So there could be like something coming in this week where it's enough is enough, and you're not going to continue putting yourself in involvement with those types of dynamics where this entity is always going to be, competing and coming after to destroy you essentially here. And then to work with the Most High, because I feel like it's kind of like that 3D, 5D separate split energy. And so where we're going, is not coming with us here. And maybe other people's choices to stay with that is keeping them, we're outgrowing it, right? We are ascending, we're evolving, and that means we're outgrowing people and relationships in certain situations that are not also growing, right? So I think that there could be some part of that here happening where you're just done with a certain situation and you're just going to continue evolving and moving forward and leaving that behind. And God's new earth paradigm, it's just like, let's continue facilitating God's plans for the new earth and let that go. I'm hearing it will cleanse itself out, but it's not really up to us to be stuck in a battle with that Jezebel entity any longer and have the losses it creates, because definitely really sucks our energy, right? So, and it uses the masculine to do that. Okay, so also for you emotionally, we've got sorrow, deep distress caused by loss or disappointment, the suffering, or misfortune and suffering by oneself or for others. So basically here, it's like you're breaking through, staying stuck in emotional manipulation tactics here. People just serving the devil, and maybe you're just seeing that here. We have the Sun card, like it's maybe just seeing the light here, and then spiritual strength. This is the 9 of Wands. It's like you don't have to carry this load. You can see like he's carrying this burden here. He's holding this thing up, and to stay stuck in a depressive state, right? And emotionally entrapped with this entity and people involved with this entity here any longer. So some awakening, I'm seeing it's more connected with the third eye chakra. I think this is just layers and levels that we're getting down, have cleared so much that it's helping you see the truth. Like the veil is cleared, the apocalypse of Revelation, it's cleared enough here this week for you to choose through your free will, because it's always going to be free will. So God, we've been talking about how God's doing as much as he can to facilitate this awakening, and we're really working with the DNA strands and like the inner dialogue to help align God's truth, to help you see that from the inside out, right? To help the communication in the body know this truth. And that could also be why the body's like rejecting it now, and does like the physical body could be reacting. I'm hearing you're a temple of God now. So like you're pure, you've been purified, right? You're holy. And these are a lot of the things that we've been focusing on the past few weeks in the extended reading. And your body's going to be, especially the womb chakra area is what I'm hearing, rejecting this entity now, right? And so I have to be listening to that. And I think, also focus on your own awakening in the life force energy here, and people pleasing, like to put an end to that, dissolve that as well. Like you don't have to fix anybody here, especially because they're not going to get fixed. They've made their choices, right? So it's like your free will choice now to heal and move on from this past timeline. So these could be old traumas, old experiences. It could be with current situations that you're in as well, because you're both clearing this and it's getting simplified is what I'm hearing, right? So we'll see how it's affecting the masculine this week as well. But for you, the feminine, we have in the blocks the World card coming through with this Lovers card. For me, this card is like karmic relationships. And then romance. So it just feels like we need to put an end to these karmic relationships here, dissolve them is what I'm hearing, leave them in the past and move on to a healthier relationship here. And I feel like with the romance energy as well, it's not like based on intimacy, it's based on love and romance, right? Purity is what I'm hearing it as. And so I'm hearing the past is dissolving. So like what I was talking about last week is, even if someone has removed themselves from that entity, if they're not cleansing it out of the body, it's still in them. And I'm hearing that makes them like an energy vampire, right? So, and they're not, it's preventing them from emotionally evolving and maturing into more love and grace and sacredness of marriage and relationships, and really treating and honoring the feminine as sacred. I'm hearing this is where the womb chakra is healing. So to continue releasing and healing the memories, the cells, the nervous system, the motor neurons again. It's a deep DNA cleansing of this, right? And so if parents, grandparents already had this entity in them, we're birthed into this system, right? And so we're having to detox this out of us. And this entity creates the narcissist as well. So, you can just see, especially like the narcissistic parent who has addictions that are creating even more toxicities in their behavior patterns and abuse towards the family, right? So this is something to continue healing and evolving out of for kingdom marriage specifically, is what I'm hearing. So it's a very deep template to heal, but I think it's about releasing this now, and any part of the physical body that's taken on this information, and assisting, facilitating the detoxing and the memories, the emotional memories, like the PTSD kind of concept, and heal from that and evolve up out of it. So to the tree of life chakra system is what I'm hearing. So your action steps this week, we have the 9 of Swords. It says darkest fears. It has a lunar energy around it. And when is that full moon? I think there is coming up. During the middle of the week on June 11th is the Sagittarius full moon. So this could be connected to detoxing this out. I'm hearing powerful people as well. It could be also connected out to that domination. We've got Jupiter in Cancer now as well. So this could be connected to an emotional expansion here to heal, and the feminine, the mother, the love, the emotions, the nurturing, the caring. It could be more about, we need to expand out of that Jezebel feminine template here, that dark mother template, and evolve now into a more nurturing, loving feminine, where that is loved and respected and admired and treated as sacred by the collective as well, especially by the masculine. And so we have inspiration also coming through. It just feels like with the world card here, endings and beginnings, like the old earth and the new earth. And I'm hearing like the Gentile assignment is over with that. And then the mice card. So with the mice card, it's basically like, these are things that have been hidden, things going on behind your back in the dark while you're sleeping kind of concept, right? Like that's when the mice come out at night, right? So this is the concept is, we're going down here into things that you haven't quite seen before, into the darkness here too, right? The darkest fears. We're going down into what these things are and deleting it out of the physical body. So it could be still playing out in the nervous system, the subconscious mind, the fear, the worries, the anxiety, the manipulation, the fear of all that right now. And as well, running, chasing is also what I'm hearing, that dynamic. There's closure to that. I'm hearing more supports coming in as well to help free you from this and help you heal and move on. And we'll focus on that in this week's extended reading. And so for your counterpart, beautiful, 8 of Cups, moving on, very good, towards commitment. And then we have Manifest card here as well. But this energy looks like the Jezebel spirit to me. So I feel like this is where they're able to move on and commit to God, commit to this way. Here it's a 25 of 7. That's my Jezebel number 2. So not be, stuck and controlled and manipulated in that system. And I'm feeling it. I'm seeing it like it controlling their own inner feminine here. And I'm hearing it as like their own emotional dialogue. So they're outgrowing that manipulation. So this energy entity would get into the masculine here and control and manipulate their thoughts, their words, their action steps, and really hold them back from becoming an evolved masculine, divine masculine, Christ King. So I think this is like breaking off of them here finally. And I am hearing like emotional manipulation tactics again, and that's clearing out of their nervous system and the way that the communication within themselves here and their reactions. So this could be something like very triggered, very aggressive, or like if they're faced with having to give answers, like you want the truth out of this kind of person. You want to know what's going on, and then instead they're like reactive and accusatory here and dominating the conversation. It's like the gaslighting kind of idea here. It's a control mechanism is what I'm hearing, lashing out. And so that kind of behavior pattern is being cleared for a more constructive, healthy communication, and especially in their own intuition is what I'm hearing, their own mind's eye. So we're in Gemini season. This could really be supporting the lashing out is what I'm hearing. And to evolve out of that to become a better man, a better match for the divine feminine Christ is what I'm hearing. So we've got the Three of Cups emotionally, yes, with the Jezebel entity here, that dark mother entity. Three of Cups is the third party karmics, and then teamwork. So it's like, I'm hearing it's connected with their value and worth, but they do have to conquer this entity, especially out of their emotional body. And God's revealing the truth to them so they can see this more clearly and accurately as real, as a real thing, as a real entity, as this is a spiritual war here that we're fighting this dark arts against here, to help them see the truth and evolve out of it so they can again have that inner teamwork within themselves, with their own inner feminine and with the external feminine with you here. So a lot of reversal of aging again is what I'm hearing. So I do feel like I'm hearing it's detoxing out of the DNA strands, and it's all being replaced with this love, this new earth, unconditional love template here that God has for us. So it's God's way. Their will is to remove this as well. So as long as they're having this teamwork with God and the Holy Spirit here, they're conquering this completely out of them. I'm hearing health diagnoses are no more. This thing definitely impacts the health. So I think it weakens the system. So like I can say for myself, being 10 years in a relationship with this person, really, I literally almost died. Like I barely came out of that relationship alive. My health was completely destroyed. And I had to take about 2 years to recover and get my health back from that person, and being in a relationship with that person, and chances, and giving, constantly trying to help them, fix them, therapy, just like all of these things. And I'm hearing right now I was like a slave to that person, that entity in them here. And anyways, regardless, like I can speak for how much it damages the physical body, right? And especially our worth and our value. I think a lot of us can relate to that if we've had a relationship with a narcissist. So in their blocks this week, we have sudden wealth with wisdom coming through, and then so that's good. It's a higher timeline they're choosing. And in this card, he's looking at this family home, a husband, wife, and child here. So there could be, and then the sudden wealth has got 777, the Jezebel number here, and date. So I think this is really basically helping them now see, preparing them here, because this dating energy's been coming in, to start fresh here, start fresh with this union and learn this higher understanding and wisdom about this here. And this is what the Hangman card is about. It's so that they understand this template and they can conquer it, right? They need to conquer it and overcome it and not be depleted by it any longer. So once you know, and then you're not going to go back and entertain this entity here any longer. But maybe, it's like parts of, you kind of see some of the red flags, or, but it's just important to really know thoroughly and accurately what you're dealing with, that it's the enemy, it's the devil, and that you're not going to, set firm boundaries with it. And there's no gray zone with this entity. There's no in and out. There's no some things are okay and other things aren't okay. It's a no, it's a full no, right? And so especially if they want to get, like, there could be hair loss, stuff like that, like some sort of real aging and degeneration of their health that they feel like has happened in these types of dynamics that have been, I know doing the online addiction stuff, it really depletes the brain. The brain starts shrinking, and it gets like scientifically the brain damage that's caused by these things. And I think it just ultimately degenerates the health of the body and the organs and the internal environment. And that's going to reflect on the external appearance eventually as well. And so their action steps this week, third eye chakra. So this is what God's saying. It's an internal alignment that they're getting here. And then impatient coming through, and the journey card here. So I feel like we have to keep going with the energies here. With the impatient energy, it's time to move. It's time to get this clearing. This is 2 weeks now. We've been on this entity template to clear, really probably since the new moon. It's been coming up. So I think it's important to clear this and heal this and move on into the next dating, season here, and being able to come together with true love is what I'm hearing, where you're both emotionally healed, mature, and evolve. And so the final outcome for you two this week as a couple here, we've got the Hope card. It's the Star card with secret and assertive, standing up for oneself in a calm and positive way, able to get your point across without upsetting yourself or others. And I think this is what God was saying, that volatility, that reactiveness here. I'm hearing it's connected with the subconscious, and that's where the secrets are about. It's like, and for you as well, the darkest fears, like there's something that we have to go down deep into the understanding here and clear this out. I'm hearing it's connected with that Sun God Ra template here as well. It's like an emotional deception. So that now emotional maturity here needs to happen, which is about healthy communication, right? Hearing each other, empathy, understanding, intuition, talking to God about this as well, right? And being able to communicate through the higher heart chakra and speak more easily, speak more loving, hear the other person, and have a healthy dynamic in love and marriage and communication. So ultimately, where the Gemini season could be about this time, because we clear this Jezebel, this devil a lot, right? But on this particular layer, it could be, again, connected with the communication, to have more evolved communication and more evolved love together, and a healthy dynamic in that way. More teamwork, right? So you two aren't against each other. You're on the same team. And that requires hearing each other and implementing maybe both perspectives, a masculine and a feminine perspective, and creating how can we then formulate that into something that's balanced and whole and resolved, right, as a team. And I think that's what we're being guided and shown and getting awareness on, and where we need to overcome and conquer that devil getting in the way of our health and well-being, and the dynamics between the two of you as well. And I'm hearing, again, emotionally mature and move on. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to emotionally mature and move on from this layer here. And we're going to be working with what's the vibe cards in this week's extended reading, and then do the shamanic God code. So we go down deep into what this is subconsciously in the DNA, where this Jezebel devil entity got in, and reframe the heart, reframe the mind to support this healthy communication, not only for you both, but also for the collective, and ultimately for the Most High God's plan for us in this age of Aquarius. So if you'd like to join us, the link is down below. And thank you for joining me here. God bless you, and have a very blessed week. Take care.